You know, in every gold rush, the people who get seriously rich aren't always the ones digging for gold. Nope, they're the ones selling the picks and shovels. So today, we're going to talk about the man who built the digital picks and shovels for our modern AI gold rush, Alexander Wang.
At just 24 years old, this guy became the world's youngest self-made billionaire. But you know what? That number, that's not even the most interesting part of his story. Not by a long shot. It's how he did it.
I mean, his rise wasn't some slow and steady climb. It was explosive. He went from a college dropout to a tech titan basically overnight, all because he realized that in this new AI gold rush, everyone, and I mean everyone, needed a reliable supplier. So he decided to build the company that would provide the essential tools for everybody else.
So, you're probably asking yourself, how does a 19-year-old kid who just dropped out of MIT go on to build a multi-billion-dollar empire in just 5 years? Well, to really get that, we have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, his story doesn't start where you'd think, not in some garage in Silicon Valley. It starts in a high-desert town in New Mexico, a place that was literally built around nuclear secrets, a place famously known as the birthplace of the atomic bomb.
Get this. Wang's parents were both physicists at the Los Alamos National Lab. He grew up in an environment where dinner table conversations were probably about nuclear fusion, and all his friends' parents were actual rocket scientists. That kind of upbringing instills a pretty core belief in you that any problem, no matter how huge, can be solved with science and technology.
And man, he did not waste any time. As a teenager, he was already crushing national math and coding competitions. By 17, he lands an internship at the tech unicorn Quora, where the CEO gives him this piece of advice that would literally change his life. 4 years of college is overrated. So by 19, after just 1 year at MIT, he took that advice to heart, dropped out, and flew to San Francisco with one conviction. AI was the future, and he was going to be a part of it.
So here he is, 19 years old, no product, not even a company name. But what he did have was impeccable timing. A massive AI breakthrough was just about to expose a critical weakness in the industry, a bottleneck that pretty much everyone was ignoring.
Okay, this was the moment, the light bulb moment, when Google's AlphaGo beat the world champion at Go, a game that's way more complex than chess. It was an epiphany for Wang. It was proof that AI was moving faster than anyone could have imagined. The race was officially on.
So Wang gets into the super elite startup accelerator Y Combinator, and there he teams up with another brilliant engineer, Lucy Guo. They started digging in, asking this one really simple but crucial question. With everyone racing to build smarter AI models, what was the one thing they were all absolutely starving for?
And here's the insight they landed on. It was absolutely brilliant. While the entire industry was chasing the sexy stuff, writing better algorithms, Wang and Guo, they looked at the real bottleneck. They saw that the dirty work, this tedious, manual process of labeling raw data, was the single most critical and underserved part of the entire AI process.
Let me break it down for you. Think of it like this. AI models, they learn from examples, right? Just like we do. But they need, millions of them. This is what we call training data. Whether it's pictures of street signs, 3D data from self-driving car sensors, or audio transcripts, this labeled data is the fuel that every single AI runs on. And back then, the whole industry was basically running on empty.
So what they pictured was basically a data factory, a system that could take in these mountains of raw, totally messy data, use a smart combination of software and a global workforce to meticulously label everything, and then spit out this pristine, structured data that was ready to power the next generation of AI. This was the idea behind Scale AI.
And with this incredibly powerful idea, what started in an investor's basement, well, it was about to become one of the fastest growing companies in Silicon Valley history. No exaggeration.
So in 2016, Scale AI is officially a thing. And their vision was huge. They wanted to be the AWS of AI. You know how Amazon Web Services provides all the basic building blocks for the internet? That's what Scale wanted to be for artificial intelligence. The idea was so compelling that their very first investor didn't just write them a $4.5 million check, he let them use his basement as their first office.
Okay, but with a vision that big, where do you even start? They zoomed in on the autonomous vehicle industry. Think about it. Companies like GM, Uber, Waymo, they were collecting these endless streams of sensor data, but were just drowning in the effort to label every single car, pedestrian, and traffic light. Scale AI swooped right in and solved their single biggest headache, and they became indispensable almost overnight.
And the growth, it was just staggering. Look at this.
By 2019, just 3 years in, boom, they're a unicorn worth over $1 billion. By 2021, Wang himself is a billionaire, and by 2024, the company's valued at nearly $14 billion. But as the company was scaling up, Wang's vision for what it should be was also starting to expand way beyond the commercial world.
A trip to China fundamentally changed everything for Wang. He saw firsthand just how aggressively the country was weaponizing AI, and he realized scale AI had a much bigger role to play than just serving Silicon Valley. It needed to become a strategic asset for the United States.
You know, seeing China's military AI efforts brought everything full circle for him. It connected his work right back to his childhood in Los Alamos. He realized that AI was to this century what the atomic bomb was to the last, a technology that would define the future of warfare.
So he literally steers Scale AI towards national security. The company starts working directly with the Pentagon on projects like analyzing drone footage. They even deployed their own custom large language model, that's an AI like ChatGPT, on secure military networks. Scale AI was now a key player at the intersection of technology and geopolitics.
All right, so just as Scale AI is cementing its role in national security, another massive earthquake hits the tech world, and this one would make the company more critical than it had ever been before.
And then ChatGPT happens. The generative AI boom explodes onto the scene, kicking off a whole new arms race. And guess what every single one of these new models needed? You guessed it, massive amounts of clean, fine-tuned data. All of a sudden, the picks and shovels Wang had been building for years were the most valuable tools on the planet. Companies like OpenAI, Meta, Microsoft, they all became dependent on Scale AI. And this all led to a massive new round of funding in 2024. The company raised $1 billion at a nearly $14 billion valuation. You had major players like Meta, Amazon, and Nvidia all chipping in. It was the ultimate validation. The little picks and shovels company was now official, critical infrastructure for the entire AI industry.
But for Wang, it's not just about building a successful company anymore. His ambition has grown right along with it. He's now set his sights on the ultimate prize, building artificial general intelligence, or AGI. His journey is really coming full circle. He went from providing the raw fuel for today's AI, and now he's helping architect the roadmap for tomorrow's superintelligence.
And that just leaves us with this one giant question, right? The guy who armed the entire AI gold rush with the picks and shovels, he's now using those very same tools to dig for the biggest prize of all. So, after building the engine that powers all of today's AI, can he really be the one to build the artificial minds of tomorrow? Alexander Wang's story is far from over. In fact, it feels like the most exciting chapter is just beginning.